but don't hate me outwards. Just hate me inwards.
I'll let you know it.
By the way, it's our 11-year anniversary.
Aww.
So I think that's a milestone. You know?
11 days.
11 days.
In this day and time.
11 days, my lord. Okay. In order to do this creme brulee effectively, we are going to go ahead and place the cream, 2 cups of cream into a cup. This is going to be between you and your partner. Okay, guys? This is between you and your partner. Cheesecake, I believe, is individual. But I want to make sure I share some bad news with you right now. Cheesecake has been spoken for by Chef Laurent.
No.
I apologize. Remember yesterday he came by? Or weren't you?
Chef Laurent?
Laurent.
Oh, no.
As a special party. Shan, did you end up giving that pie to Chef Hurt first? You told me you did.
He said I can keep that.
He wants
lemon.
Yeah, that's what he wants. He wants lemon rain.
The sugar is very little, right? So 1 ounce, we're going to put it right in here. Okay? 1 ounce. Do you remember this little tricky? No?
Yes, Chef.
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add the vanilla bean. Okay, meanwhile, I'm going to have my yolk in a bowl.
Chef, do we need the cream to boil?
Yes, we're going to bring the, no, I'm sorry, that's a very good question. We're going to bring cream to a scald. Scald is what, guys? Just before it boils. Just before it boils. Does anybody know why TheraFlu is no longer sold?
I would make that choice. It's like street
Oh,
drugs.
it's bad for you?
No, they was using it to make street drugs. But sir,
Whoa.
purple drink. Yeah.
Probably does.
That's the reason why that's not selling. We used to cough syrup that everybody used to use. It was real popular. The dark cough syrup. Was it Cremotion?
No,
Robitussin. You can't just get it in that Cremotion. They don't sell it anymore. They just make it.
So it never bubbled up. Okay, guys? The reason why we don't want to bring this to a boil is simply this, guys. It's very simple. Whenever we're doing like creme brulee and you want to have high success in doing creme brulee, it's because of this. Because we're baking at 325 plus with water, if you get this elevated to a high boil and then you temper and all that, fine. It's going to still carry a lot of that heat when you're ready to bake. Does that make sense to you guys? But this is the problem. If you bring it to a boil, some part of the eggs inevitably will cook. unless you put it on an ice bath, that's a lot of work. Okay, guys? What we want to do is we just want to just bring it to, but never really boil, right? So by the time we temper and all that, it's going to get to that medium-low heat very quickly, right? So if we go to the oven, it's as if it never stopped going through the process of baking, right? It will catch right up, and it will bake, and it will be done in half hour. Does that make sense? Okay. Now watch very carefully. Remember the other 1 ounce? I'm going to go ahead and use my whisk. You tap out. You do not need this anymore. What is this? What do we call this?
Bless you.
Thank you.
What is this? What do we call this?
Custard base.
Custard base. Thank you. Very good. So from now on, it's going to be rubber spat. That's what you guys are going to be using. Again, the air is something that we want to avoid. Everybody got that, right? So you can just introduce it very slow because, quite frankly, this thing is not piping hot. This brulee recipe is very nice, guys. It's definitely not in your book. Yes, it's my personal recipe, and if it's good enough for servitude, it's good enough for you guys. Okay, guys? Now, I do want to let you guys know, I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure what it is that you guys are after. But my thing has always been, chasing the craft, chasing the art. But along the way, it was always like, what can I do to get the recipe? But the funny thing is that, when you're working and all that, you never really pay attention that the recipe is right in front of you. You're just so busy doing it, and then when you get home, it's like, shoot, I should have gotten that recipe. You know what I mean? So, word to the wise is that, if you have an opportunity to do something, don't think that you're going to come back and do it, because some things like for example, like Legionnaire, like a French fruit cake, I never saw that recipe again. And then when I did get to see it 3 years down, I got, you know what I mean? Like, just get it. Like, you have smartphones, you just click, you know what I mean? Just, it's been, that's what it's been for me, like the quest for good recipe. God knows there's some bad recipes. Okay. I'm gonna make sure you guys understand. When you actually touch this, it's nice and warm, so it's not hot, right, guys? I'll pass it around so you guys can actually see, and that's where we want to be. We don't want to be like hot, super hot going in there, because it's going to take super long to bake. Okay, we're trying to catch it somewhere along the way so that we can help bake.
I'd rather drop that to the bowl.
I better slow down because I think I'm going way too fast.
No, you're doing just right, because you're the man.
Everybody, you guys notice that there's no eggy smell? You guys notice that? It's very important, guys. By the way, the English fruitcake, that's not what I'm talking about. Legionnaire is something very different. You know? Do you guys like the English fruitcake? You know that hot stuff? It's not very good.
Now we're still good.
Yes, ma'am. The cheesecake? You should try that.
That's a lot. Okay, so other shit, people all out.
All right, guys. Remember I said this recipe is for the two of you guys, right?
Really? I don't know why. Yeah, that's how I am.
Brulee.
How full do you feel them, Chef?
They're about 3/4 of the way. So please don't fill these guys all the way to the top, okay, guys? They're about 3/4 of the way, okay, guys? And if you have any bubbles on top, and they disappear, okay, guys? So I'm going to go ahead and get some more hot water. And again, I'm going to carry this all the way close to the oven. Then I'm going to go ahead and place the water on the floor. I think it did have a hole. And then we're going to place it inside the oven. And you know, I'm not sure if you guys understand this, but I mean, like, this is the true test, right? Like, I mean, it's just pure liquid, right? So we're just slowly encouraging the egg to stabilize the liquid so that it becomes nice and creamy, okay? Without scrambling the eggs. So that's the idea here when it comes to custard, okay? Let's go ahead and make the flan with